Hello, welcome to Anybody Can Learn. Today we are going to learn projections, proxies and residue in more detail. We are going to use these concepts in PCA. PCA means Principal Component Analysis. Now consider an example. Imagine that you are standing away from the road. So you are standing at a point P and this is our road. You are standing away from the road. Suppose you want to reach the road. There are infinitely many places where you can reach on the road. You could walk to the point A or to the point P or to the point C or to the point D. So all these points on the road can be called as possible proxies. So there are infinitely many points on this road that can be called as a possible proxies. What do you mean by the proxy? A proxy means a representative. Suppose you cannot use the original point and instead of that if you choose another point on the line to represent it, then that representative point is called as a proxy. In our road example, instead of using a point P, if we use to represent points on the road to represent our original point P, then the points on the road can be called as possible proxy. So A can be called as possible proxy, B can be called as possible proxy, C can be called as possible proxy, D can be called as possible proxy. So proxy means replacement point. How to find the best proxy? Among all possible proxies, one point is closest to the original point. Point B requires the least walking. Point B is the closest to the point P and has a shortest distance. Among all these points, point B has a shortest distance. Therefore, point B is our best proxy. Therefore, point B is called as a projection. Why is the projection is the best proxy? Because we want the replacement to be close as possible. Therefore, the closest means the smallest error. Therefore, the projection equals the best proxy. From our previous video, we understand that residue means what is left after removing the projection from the original vector. Look at the diagram. V is our original vector and this line along the x-axis is our projection of V on the x-axis and this perpendicular line means the residue. So we learn that the residue means information loss. Remember that projection means cast the image or show the image on the surface. This is our dictionary meaning of projection. In machine learning, projection means map vector on the surface. While showing or casting an image or any information on the surface, we lose some information. The loss of information means the residue. Loss of information means the residue. And the length of this residue measures the information loss. While projecting any information onto the surface or onto the line, we want the minimum information to get loss. That means we want this length to be as minimum as possible to get best possible casting of the original vector. Therefore, we want a smallest distance. So, formula of the original vector is that projection plus residue, and residue means original vector minus projection. Always remember that residue is always perpendicular to the line. Perpendicular means it is orthogonal. Orthogonal projection means you drop a perpendicular from the point to the line. Therefore, B is our orthogonal projection. What will happen if we choose another point? Suppose instead of B, if we choose A, then distance PA is longer than the distance PB. That means information loss is more. If we consider a point A, then more information is lost. But for projection we want less information to lose. Therefore, B is our projection and A is not the projection, it is just another proxy. Mathematical reason for perpendicular residue. Suppose the line direction is W, projection is P and original vector is X. Then residue means original vector minus projection, that means X minus P, and residue satisfies R transpose W is equal to 0. That means the dot product is 0. Dot product is 0 means the vectors are perpendicular. Therefore, residue is perpendicular to the line. Now notice that every proxy is not a projection. All 4 points A, B, C and D are proxies because they lie on the line, but only one point is closest. Suppose B is closest, then B is the projection. So proxy means many possibilities and projection means exactly one possibility. Therefore, projection is unique. So these are all the proxies. A, C and D are called as proxies and B is only unique projection. So always remember that projections are always unique. We use this concept in PCA. PCA means principal component analysis. In principal component analysis, we want a little information to lose. Therefore, smaller the residue, so residue means information loss, smaller the information loss, then the projection is better. Projection is better means our better compression. Quick revision: original point means actual data point, proxy means any point on the line used to represent the original point, projection means closest point, best proxy on the line, residue means difference between original point and the projection, orthogonal means perpendicular 90 degrees, unique projection means only one closest points exist. Now consider a question. Consider the following two images of points in a 2D space. The red line segment in one of the images represents the length of the residue after projecting the point on the line L. Which image is it? Image A. So the question is that we want to find the image that represents the length of the residue. So this red line means residue if it is perpendicular to the line L. See the image 1. Is this red line is perpendicular? No. That means it is not a residue. Is this red line is perpendicular to the line L? No. So this is not residue. Similarly, these two lines are not perpendicular to the line L, therefore they are not residue. Now see the image B. Is this red line is perpendicular to the line L? Yes, therefore it is residue. Is this red line is perpendicular to the line L? Yes, hence it is a residue. Similarly, these two red lines are perpendicular to the line L, therefore they are residue. Therefore, correct answer is image B. Thank you.